Well, I'm Sabrina Fairchild on the new Channel 957 with the founder of SmashBurger, Tom Ryan. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me here today.
Thank you for coming and setting up your lovely menu items.
Well, thanks. We're really excited to be in Grand Rapids. Our first store opened this morning at 6 p.m. and it's like a homecoming for me. I'm from here. And it's just a thrill to have the first SmashBurger open for all my fellow Grand Rapidians.
I'm very excited. And you are located on Michigan Avenue.
25 Michigan Avenue. We're actually in the food court in the Spectrum Healthcare Center.
Which is a great place to be.
Fabulous. What
Yes.
a development. Wow.
And I like your story, and I'm going to have you tell everybody about this. Your background is rather extensive, and I took the notes of your degree because you have a PhD, so you're not fooling around when it comes to food.
I'm not fooling around. Although it is fun.
But tell me about a PhD in flavor and fragrance chemistry at Michigan State.
Yes.
That sounds very specialized, but very intriguing.
Yeah, it's very specialized. It's part of the Department of Food Science, but it's really more like applied biochemistry and instrumentation. It was really studying, proactively how our flavors develop that you want. And then, quite frankly, it was also designed to help people understand how do flavors happen that you necessarily don't want. And all the theory and chemistry and processes, whether they're chemical processes or biological processes, in some cases physical processes behind that. So it really kind of just a broad-based approach to understanding, flavors and how they interact in systems and then how they interact with people.
But you're in college. How are you deciding that you want to go into such a specialized area? And I understand that you were in college for about 10 years.
Yeah, I have an undergrad in food science, and then I have a master's in food toxicology, which was studying things that aren't so good for you that can develop as a consequence of natural and processing things that happen in food. And so it was just kind of a progression. I didn't go to Michigan State on day one and say, I think I want to be here for 10 years and be done with this when I'm done. It just kind of evolved over the course of time and situation. I was influenced by a lot of very interesting professors, and my major professor there was very influential, and so he kind of got me on that path. And that was a long time ago. It was in 75.
It seems like you're in a very small group, though, of people who would go that far with their degrees.
Yeah.
And now you're opening this restaurant, and do you have plans? I know it's only the first day, but do you have plans for growth?
Well, yeah, SmashBurger is, this is our first one in Grand Rapids, but this is actually our 110th store around the country.
Oh, my goodness.
We're in 28 states. We're in about 32 or 3 markets. Our headquarters is in Denver, Colorado, where we opened the first store about just over 4 years ago. Have a fabulous team who's really guiding the growth back in Denver. Strategic growth, kind of metered growth, and then we're picking outstanding partners to get that done. So our partners here in Grand Rapids, Kent Ward and the Carmody brothers, are great. They run the Buffalo Wild Wings in town and other places, and they are fabulous operators and just wonderful partners.
So tell us about the SmashBurger, because apparently there is quite the science behind this. You literally smash the burger, do you not?
Yeah, so let's start there. I mean, we think what some of the things that make so first of all, why SmashBurger? Our goal was to put great tasting burgers back into people's lives. Kind of recognized a few years ago that a lot of burgers being eaten, but not a lot of burgers being loved by the people who are eating them.
And there's nothing better than a burger.
And there's nothing better than a burger.
All-American meal, right?
Yeah, it is. It's like America's favorite food, and it needed to be resurgent. And so to do that, what we wanted to do is really 2 things. Develop a burger that tasted great and that you could taste in every bite, and that's what the smashing process is all about, which I'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
And the second thing, though, is to wrap the rest of the idea, the rest of the restaurant concept, the breadth of the menu, the ambiance and decor, the service, the atmosphere, all those things. Wrap that around a great burger so that we could put burgers, not just great tasting burgers in people's lives, but wrap those around occasions that people might have. So SmashBurger actually, because it has great burgers and sides, what we'll talk about in a minute, but chicken and salads and kids' meals and beer and wine and things like that. You can go there for date night. You can go there with your family during the week for an easy meal. You can go there for a snack, for Haagen-Dazs ice cream. So all those things kind of fit together. So let's talk about smashing.
Please.
So here's the deal, really quick. Certified Angus beef, fresh, never frozen. We ball it up into loosely packed meatballs every morning. So when you walk into a SmashBurger and order your burger at the time you order it is a big meatball in a drawer that hasn't even been cooked or smashed yet.
Okay.
When you order it, we paint the grill with butter. We smash it on the grill, hold it on there there for the first 10 seconds, it sears the bottom, and what that does is it really develops a tremendous amount of beefy flavor, but it also kind of creates this shell that keeps all the juices inside the burger.
Ooh.
We season it with a little bit of seasoning magic, and then when we turn it over, that same shell becomes a cap, so the juices percolate up, and then they hit that and they go back in. So we develop really flavorful burger, lots of beef flavor, really juicy, and cooked to medium.
I like the word percolate.
Yeah, it's
that
a nice word for that.
Fantastic.
Percolate.
Is that like
It's an
in the
old word.
description in the
No,
menu?
not yet.
This
That's
is
just
an
a
outstanding
part of the lore.
menu.
Thank
Outstanding. And so it's not just a regular bun either, it's an artisan bun.
It's an artisan bun, and we have many, our buns are actually famous around the country.
Are they
for people
really?
who know us. We have an egg bun, which is on a lot of our products.
Okay.
But then we have some specialty buns. We have a multi-grain, primarily for our chicken sandwich, but you can have it on a burger because you can create your own burger at SmashBurger.
Yeah, I see that.
As well as do the recipes.
Nice.
We have a chipotle bun, which is fabulous. It's got macerated chipotle peppers in it, which give it a heat unto itself. All of our buns are butter toasted. When you order them, so they kind of got this great kind of richness to them. And then around the country, we do have some specialty buns. We have a great onion bun in both New Jersey and Minneapolis. We have a pretzel bun in Chicago. And that's going
So you have to go to Chicago though to try that.
Right now you do. But, we oftentimes promote. We take a local burger that's doing great, and we promote it around the rest of the country. So it should be. You may see it in a SmashBurger near you.
Well, what I like about this is that you're in Michigan and you've gotten the Michigan cherries, and you've even implemented that into your shakes. But you have the Michigan olive burger, which is so huge, especially in West Michigan. Isn't that the
Brought that
funniest
back.
thing?
Yeah. So
My mom just ordered one when she came in from Maryland, and I thought, Mom, really? And she's like, that's a Michigan thing. And I'm like, yes.
It is a Michigan thing. So this is really fun. Part of the other aspect of SmashBurger that makes us different from others is all around the country. I said we're in 28 states, 32 markets. We customize a percentage of our menu everywhere. So every city has its own kind of signature burger that we actually design and develop based on what people really like to eat, either on burgers or away from burgers, and then bring them to burgers. So in Michigan, we actually have the benefit of two. I had to bring the Michigan olive burger back. I grew up eating those here in town, and they're really hard to find, and so we wanted to make sure we had one. I think ours is really fabulous. Funny story, in Colorado when we were building this, my team in Colorado was like, "You want to do what?"
No one
and I'm
will
like,
get that.
You just got to try it. And so we made it, and they all took a bite and said, "Wow, this is a lot better than I thought." And I said, "It's kind of a cult thing in Michigan."
Yeah, it is.
So the rest of the Michigan story is pretty simple. We like the Michigan cherry aspect, so we actually have a handcrafted Michigan cherry barbecue sauce that we use on our chicken sandwiches and our burgers. And then if you want to create your own burger, you can get that. We feature dried Michigan cherries in our harvest salad.
Oh, I saw that.
And those are products that are obviously grown up north. We all know the area. The cherry shake, which you already mentioned, blended with Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And then on the beverage side, we added Werner's. You got to have Werner's with a burger.
Oh, my goodness, I remember Werner's,
And then something, I grew up in Grand Rapids, right? But in Detroit, there's something called a Boston Cooler, which is an ice cream blended with Werner's that we actually put on the menu here.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then all of our beer and wine.
Yeah.
Or all of our beer is going to be locally crafted after we get done with a national kind of backbone.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, yeah.
Which I went to college with most of those guys that are, the local brewers.
Yeah.
Go figure, because I went to Hope College. But anyway,
Yeah, go figure.
So let's talk about the side dishes too, because very unique French fries. It's like a double process.
Yeah, so our sides have also taken on kind of a life of their own. So we have a broad array of them. I've brought 3 in today. Let's start with smash fries. We have regular fries. Then we also have our signature smash fries, which is our regular fries, and after they come out of the fryer, we toss them with a kind of a pesto made of rosemary, garlic, and olive oil, and a little bit of sea salt, and it gives it a great kind of savory
it's
flavor
wonderful,
and a great kind of beefy, meaty flavor that stands up to our burger.
Very fresh, yes.
We have our fried dill pickle chips, which we serve with various dipping sauces, but those have become. We actually did a segment on Unwrapped on the Food Network. Talked about those being a regional item we developed for our Oklahoma market, and within 2 months we had to launch those nationally just based on people writing in saying,
No kidding.
you got to bring them here.
Yeah.
Our version of onion rings we call haystack onions, which are thinly sliced and kind of serve more like a loaf, like your loaf products than big fat onion rings. We just think that not only do they taste better and give you more flavor, but we also use that as a topping for our burgers.
I was just going to say you could throw that on your burger.
What's not here today is we have sweet potato fries, which are done the same way our smash fries are. They're also tossed in
That was
rosemary.
very appealing. We saw that on the menu before you came in. We're like, oh, because not many people offer that. That's for sure.
Yeah, we have a little a wedge side salad. We do chili. We have chili cheese fries, and then probably one of the most commented on side items. It's a fresher, lighter version of kind of sides. We call them veggie frites, and they're basically green beans, asparagus spears, and carrot sticks that we flash fry, no batter, no breading,
Okay.
and then hit them with just sea salt and pepper. And
Oh,
they
does
come
that
out
sound
bright
good?
orange and bright green, and they're kind of an interesting way to have vegetables, inspired by
Nice.
Szechuan green beans, sort of
Really?
like wok stir fried, sort of. But our version, very American. People really like them when they see them.
You know, I really like you, Tom. I just think that this is fantastic, and I'm really excited, and I'm excited about your growth. In 4 years, you have over 100 franchises. That's outstanding, and that I think
thank you.
speaks to your ability to pull this all together and offer something that everyone, you know, it appeals to everybody. And
Yeah.
it's affordable. I mean, you can
Thank
take
you.
your family out and have a really nice meal, a really nice experience. And then I just wanted to recap with your experience leading up to opening this franchise. You got, didn't you create the stuffed crust pizza for Pizza Hut?
I did.
That's amazing.
That was a while ago already. So
Did they love you after-
I
after
led the
that was a
team
hit?
that did that, and that was a great thing to do in the early '90s. So that was a kind of the first big product innovation that I did. That really kind of
I'm a
put.
fan of cheese, so
on
you
the
just
map.
bring on the cheese, and that was
We had a
like,
lot of dogs upset with us.
Did
around
you?
that, 'cause they used to tell us they'd flip their crust to their dogs and no more. So
oh boy, yeah, they have to eat it. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's good for kids too.
I guess.
Make them eat their crust.
Yes.
But all kinds of amazing things that you have done and created throughout the years, and now finally you can call this your own.
it's great. It's actually a dream come true for me to be able to not just do an individual product, but do an entire concept.
Any
and then
more do you think
watch
will
it
be in
grow.
Grand Rapids?
Yeah, you know, our partners here, great guys, have a plan to do 7 stores in the greater Grand Rapids and coastal part of Grand Rapids. So I think they have 5 scheduled for Grand Rapids and the surrounding area. I think 1 in Muskegon, 1 in Holland coming over the next
great.
five to 6 years.
I just saw some thumbs up here in the studio. Everyone's like, yes, bring it on. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure. Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
coming
me, and thank you
to
for the interest in
Michigan.
SmashBurger.
Mmm.
It's the burger
Outstanding.
you can taste in every bite.